Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Strive Up, the Startup Chronicles with nasscom Insights. For today's discussion, we have with us founders of two of the very interesting healthcare startups focused on improving the patient's healthcare. We have with us Rahul Day, founding member of Lark and Prashant Chauhan, co-founder of Ripple Healthcare. Lark claims to be one of the smartest and fastest cardiac health monitors, the smallest of its kind. It has already tested over 3 lakh people across the globe and plans to take Internet of Medical Things and AI-based health predictions to the next level. Ripple Healthcare, on the other side, operates in the space of hip protectors and is determined to move the patients away from the old age hip belts to a smarter and connected option through their Hip Pro Plus offering. Welcome Rahul and Prashant.
Thank you.
Without further ado, let's get into the discussion. And to start with, a quick 60-second brief about your company will help. If you could go.
Sure. Thank you so much. Lark is a global healthcare brand. We are trying to bring advanced healthcare and make it affordable and accessible to the entire world, starting from India. So we have done that by initially penetrating the market by our portable and IoT based solutions, which are eventually taking the healthcare to places where it has never been before. So our target remains the same and expand across the globe using AI and IoT in healthcare.
Yeah.
Thank you. So Ripple Healthcare is a age-tech focused company with a vision of preventing and protecting elderly people from the traumatic hip injuries and traumatic falls. Our aim is to protect 1 lakh 1 lakh fall within 2 years.
Okay.
Within 2 years of span.
Okay. So what are your products all about? Can you show me how your products look like?
Sure, of course. I'm glad to do that. So this is the product that we have built. The name of the product is REN, and it is the world's smallest multi-parameter monitor, which gives you IoT-based insights, as well as we apply AI on the reports generated. So as you can see, the mere size is one of the major advantages. It's just 450 grams, and it gives you 8 hours of battery backup. And with the help of this, you can get all the data in your mobile phone remotely without the use of internet, just using Wi-Fi. And we also have another add-on product by the name of REN Real Time, which gives you the real-time data across the globe, sitting anywhere. So these are the major products that we are working in.
Thank you. What is your product all about, Prashant?
So right now we are trying to solve one problem, which is falls among the elderly people. So for that we are coming up with two solutions. First is that hip protector belt, which is a smart AI enabled, IoT enabled smart belt, which will protect elderly people from any traumatic hip injuries due to fall. So if you can see, this is our first prototype. You can say MVP. We are testing it on our users. It weighing around 350 grams.
Okay.
And it can be used for 2 days.
Okay.
Without any single charging. So after 2 days, we need to charge this belt.
Right.
And along with this, we have another product, which is a app-based mobile application-based solution for elderly people or the people who are suffering from imbalance.
Right. Very interesting. Thank you. My next question is for you, Rahul. You claim to be one of the world's smallest and fastest AI-enabled cardiac health monitors. However, the market for such health monitors, there's a lot of options in front of the customer. So what is your USP and how do you differentiate yourself in the market?
Right. Thank you so much for the question. This is actually very interesting because, as you rightly said, there are a lot of players out in the market, right? But where we differentiate ourselves is by the USPs that we are having. So, right. As I showed you already, the device that we have currently built is 450 grams. So there is no such other device in the market which is so much portable, which eventually solves the very chronic problem of taking the device towards the patient rather than the patient coming towards the device, right? That's the one major USP that we are having. Apart from that, we are also making the system so user friendly that any layman can take the report on their phones and then share it with the doctor. So eventually the doctor is the person making the decision, but you don't need to be technical at all to get the report. So these are the two major things that I think are our USP, and differentiating from the other such kind of devices that are existing in the market, I would say that solely the high quality of the product
Yeah.
and medical grade product is one of the differentiator, or I would rather say it is more and more becoming a hygiene in the market, that if you are looking for a healthcare, because it is eventually a question of life or death, so you need to work on the quality and make it a medical grade quality rather than using all or any technology that is available in the market. So that is how we are differentiating. We are doing proper clinical trials. We have already been successfully testing on multiple gold standard machines, and accordingly we have risen up to this quality or medical grade product that we have.
Great. Coming to you, Prashant, the market for hip protectors seem to be very low currently. So, how do you differentiate in terms of your product capabilities and your go-to-market strategy? And my second question to you is, is your product only targeted towards elderly people?
So let me give you answer to your first question. So the market of this hip protection belt is very limited, rightly said, because as of now India is not focusing on the preventing side of the diseases.
Right.
Like we just go to the doctor when we have a disease.
Right.
So now our solution which we are giving, this is a preventive thing. So if a wearer use our product, then he will be prevented from hip fracture.
Right.
That we are claiming. We will reduce the amount of hip fracture among the elderly people using our this product. So adoption rate is very less in this present scenario. But now your second question is that about the GTM strategy.
Yeah.
Now while we making this device, we have interacted to lot of elderly people, lot of hip fracture patient.
Right.
Now whenever the hip fracture patient, their adoption rate among them is very high because they are the booked bogie. They know that what is the pain and trauma of this whole journey,
Yeah.
like hip surgery journey. So out of 78, we have interacted 28 pre-orders we got from them. So now we have a 28 pre-orders. So adoption rate is nice, but among the people who is suffering from this pain or these injuries. But now we are creating awareness also, and we are running marketing campaign to just make them aware that you need to be on the preventive side also.
Right.
Like this hip fracture and all those things can be prevented.
Right.
With our device. And your second question is,
why are you focused only on the elderly people?
So basically this fall problem is specifically, if you compare in all the age people, older age people tends to fall a lot due to their medical condition and due to their physical condition. So we are targeting, our first target group is elderly people, but
Right.
we are also targeting other group like Parkinson patient, because
Okay.
they are also at a high risk of fall. And then we are also targeting frail patient, cognitive impaired patient, and blind people. We are also targeting all those people, and the people who are suffering from imbalance. It can be me, it can be you, it can be anyone.
Right.
So by this product, we are preventing them, and we are also protecting them. And through our mobile application, we are enabling them. We are increasing their mobility time. Like you need to mobile for certain time. Like
Right.
you need to walk for 2 minutes. Like in an hour, you need to walk for 30 minutes. You need to do these kind of exercises. So we are doing all of those things. So our product is not specifically for the elderly people.
Yeah.
If you see, large amount of our customer or the user will be elderly people, but it can be used other also.
Okay. My next question is for you, Rahul. What is your customer segmentation look like? And who are the typical end users of your product? And what are you doing to drive adoption of your product in the market?
So the customer segmentation looks like 40% of them are hospitals and clinics, 40% of them would be ambulatory care or transportation related services, and 20% are individual. So as Prashant rightly mentioned, one of the major factors is awareness, because I believe in our since I believe it is the healthcare as an industry, awareness is a very important thing to increase the adoption rate. because in a lot of cases it so happens that in India people are already accustomed to getting paper printout of ECG or so so on and so forth. So you go to a doctor and a clinic, and then you have this physical evidence kind of stigma in your mind that I would need this to eventually make a value out of it. But as we see, the adoption rate is increasing day by day of your reports getting generated in a PDF, you being able to store them for a longer time. So there are n number of advantages, I would say, for these kind of software, and we are now seeing a higher adoption. But yes, I do agree that awareness creation is the only and very important strategy to create more and more adoption.
Great. I'll come to you, Prashant, for the next one. So you have two offerings. One is your Hip Pro, and the other one is your Hip Pro Plus. So could you please describe how the integration of IoT and AI technologies make Hip Pro Plus a smarter proposition for your users?
This is a very, very good question. So we are offering two products, that is Hip Pro and Hip Pro Plus. So Hip Pro is a manual-based product. Manual-based product. So what the user have to do, if he or she needs to use the product, he or she need to press the button to enable the device. And this is a manual version only. But in the Hip Pro Plus, we are using IoT also. So now the people don't need to do anything. The device will monitor the user activity level or user posture, and it will enable and disable by automatically using the posture data.
Right.
Second thing is that we are giving this IoT wala feature. If suppose if elderly person, if he or she fell down, he or she get encountered with a fall, and then the caregiver, they don't know where their mother or father or their
patient
is falling. So what we are giving them, if we detect the fall, then we make one notification to the user caregiver's mobile application also.
Okay.
So now we are giving them the alert. Now that at this location, the user or the wearer, the patient is fell down. You need to just go there and you need to just take care of them. And then the same. So this is the SOS Sala feature. So like this, we are using IoT, and and your next part is that AI. So we are getting lot of data from the belt. So what we are doing, we are taking that data and we are putting into the AML algorithm, and we are predicting the risk of fall. Like in the next time, like in the next week or next month, can you have a fall? Can you what is your fall score? Like on the base of 0 to 100, if your fall score is like 50, then you can likely to have a fall in next week. We can predict that, and this is the study that we are doing with the AIMS also, and we are doing with our patients also. So this kind of AI and IoT feature we are leveraging into this device, and we are making a better world for them.
Great. Very interesting to hear from you how the integration of IoT and AI actually enhances the value that you're delivering to your users. So staying with you, I would like to understand Hip Pro and Hip Pro Plus, the price point that you operate at, is that a barrier to swift adoption of your product? And what is the price point that you actually operate at?
So yeah, right now the price is quite high because of the initial, because we are not manufacturing on the scale. We are making some 50 devices or 100 devices. So the cost of making the small quantity is very high right now. So when the time passes or when the adoption rate will be good, then we on the scaling side we will reduce the price.
Right.
Second thing is that we'll also the scaling. First thing is the scaling, and then also we are using AI technology, so we can reduce the number of sensor along the belt.
Right.
We are also, so on the scaling side we will downsize the price basically, and on the hardware side, or how we are going to reduce the cost. On the hardware side, we are also reducing some sensor, some hardware part also, which is not necessary, which we know when the product used by the person. So their feedback and all those data. So then we can see how this part we can remove, this part we can remove, this part we can add something.
Right.
So we can, after some time, we can also reduce the size of the hardware or the cost of the hardware. And if you see then on the production side, if we produce like lakhs of pieces, then automatically the price will also come down. The price point is for the Hip Pro is around 15,000.
Okay.
Hip Pro, and Hip Pro Plus is around 25,000.
Okay. And how does it compare with your direct indirect competitors?
So direct competitor is India. In India, there is no hip protection device active. There is no active hip protection device. So this our Hip Pro Plus is a patented product. So the company has a license of this hip protection devices. Now in India, there is one competitor which is using a passive kind of thing, which is a pad which is placed inside your underwear. This is very the adoption rate is not high. Adoption, we have talked to the customer, we have purchased the competitor product, and when we go to talk to the customer with that product, so they are saying that this is a very uncomfortable kind of thing, we cannot sit properly, it is only poking to the skin or all those things.
Yeah.
So in India there is no competitor as of now, but Western there are competitors.
Right.
And we are, so in India, as compared to India, their price also as compared to Indian price, their price is more than lakh rupees. We are providing this in 25,000 rupees, and we are also planning to reduce the price also. Yeah.
Right. My last one for you, Prashant. So, in terms of adoption, scalability, and commercialization of your product, what is the single biggest challenge that you have encountered? And also, how does nasscom help you in navigating some of these challenges? And lastly, just wanted to add one more. What is the support that you seek from the ecosystem, from the likes of investors, government, or nasscom?
Okay. So first of all, that the biggest challenge is the adoption rate, like how the people will adopt our product, because there is no people don't think about the preventive care. So adoption is the first thing that we are that is very what we can say challenge, what we can say the biggest challenge for us. And in terms of stigma also, so if the person is using some preventive devices or preventive system, whatever it is, be it our product or be it someone else's product, so people sees them as a fragile, or
Right.
okay, they will see they are using some kind of protective, they are very frail patient, or they are very fragile, or they make fun of, sometimes they make fun of them also. So this adoption rate is very poor. But when we go to talk to the hip fracture patient or the person who are suffering from these imbalance problem, the adoption rate is very high because they know the pain. And your second question is?
My second question was about what is the help that you need from the ecosystem out there, including nasscom, investors, or government.
So in terms of help provided by the nasscom, first I will mention nasscom COE, because they are very good infrastructure. Some of the equipments that we cannot afford at this point of time, we have in our lab also.
Right.
So infrastructure is no doubt very good. Second is that peer learning, because we have different startup here, so we just interacted some of them very oftenly.
Yeah.
So peer learning is that. And third one is that investor, we all need money first of all. Then in terms of money also, we also need some help from them, like to refine our GTM, to guide them how to go forward, how to move forward, how to solve this problem. So money is solving our 50% problem.
Okay.
But 50% problem that will come when you have some experience, that we can solve when you have some experience. So we want some experience from the investor.
Okay.
Like GTM and all those things.
Okay.
And third is like from the government side, if you say, some awareness about the preventive healthcare system.
Right.
Like it is good for me also, it's good for Lark also, it's good for another startup also.
Right.
So we need some platform or somewhere, so the government will also endorse some kind of this preventive healthcare system.
Makes sense.
It will also reduce the burden on healthcare system of the Indian, which is very overburdened right now.
Right. No, you're right. I think. Thank you for that. I think similar question I'd like to pose to you. What is the biggest challenge that you have encountered when it comes to scalability, adoption, or commercialization of your product? And then, how does nasscom help you in your has helped you in your efforts, and from the ecosystem, what do you seek from the ecosystem out there, including the likes of investors, government, or nasscom?
Sure. Thank you so much for this question. Actually, I believe the major challenge that we face is commercialization, which is again a factor of adoption, right? So basically, what is the major challenge that we face, or I believe anyone in the industry, any startup, healthcare startup in the industry is facing? If the product is innovative, awareness has to be there, and solving the awareness takes time, money, effort, right?
Right.
So that is one of the major things that we are like the challenge that is posing to us. How we are solving that, we have done a few adoption techniques that I believe are helping us to solve that. So since we are a innovative device and we have to always be compared to the gold standard, what we do is we go to the customer straight ahead and just ask them for a free demo for a comparison study between their gold standard, whatever they have, the big companies of abroad, which the products of which are easily purchased, although they are 3x or 4x the cost. So what we do is we ask them for a free demo, and then once they agree, we do a comparative study, and once they like the product, obviously they are prone to buy it. So that is how we are trying to solve this problem. Apart from that, I believe the help that we have already got from nasscom CO is very much tremendous, I would say, because the kind of lab they have, the kind of overall infrastructure. So I will just share a small thing. So for a R&D company, I believe the peace of mind is very much required, right? So when I come to this infrastructure, I see so much greenery and like-minded people. So that itself sets the tone for creating something innovative.
Right.
So I believe that is one of the major things that nasscom COE has already helped us with. And apart from that, the appeal that I would have to the entire ecosystem is just to promote made in India products.
Okay.
And as they are already doing, and I believe that is going to take us far. So for our product now to get a you can say the licenses, certificates, or maybe even the patents which are already granted. I already have 8 to 9 patents filed, and 2 are already granted. So
Nice.
that is very much possible now as compared to 5 years back, right? So I believe we are on the right track, but my appeal would be just to promote these kind of products and help us in awareness spreading to the customer segment. So that would be my appeal from the ecosystem.
Great. Very, very interesting talking to both of you. Thank you. Thank you, Rahul and Prashant, for your time. Viewers, the website links to both Ripple Healthcare and Lark AI is down in the description box. Be sure to check the interesting work that both the startups are doing. Certainly, not just medical devices, but the whole healthcare sector is at an inflection point, given the transformative role that AI and IoT have started to play across the board. In view of this, nasscom study focused on the transformative role of AI in healthcare, where we highlight the current state of adoption of AI in the Indian healthcare industry, assess key areas and use cases where AI is transforming healthcare, and bring to light some of the challenges and the innovative work that the startups are doing in this space. Watch out for our report to get a deeper perspective and in-depth insights of the healthcare segments where AI is creating an impact. See you again next time. Thank you.